All right. All right. All right. And all right. Shalom. Shalom. Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely, lovely evening in which the Most High, a higher has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. I just want to come to you with a message. Let us talk. Let us talk. Okay, that's the title of this message. Let us talk. Sister Deborah gonna be saying a lot of things in hope that it can support, it can give one food to nourish your spirit in a way that you just don't get it in this day and time, that you just don't have in this day and time. Not to say Sister Deborah have what you need, but just the fact that sometimes it takes something someone says to make your day, to make you feel that, I've been looking for something like this to be said. My spirit been yearning for encouraging words of hope, uh, 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 and understanding in many of things. Because a lot of times people don't understand the power in when it says, in all your getting, get understanding. Because 99 point trillion don't understand that the creator himself is understanding. He is the understanding of the beginning to the end and everything in between. You can get the understanding once you trust in the one that holds all understanding from the beginning to the end. When you can know that he holds it all, then that's when you can be fed understanding in a way that you can nourish your spirit and your flesh would inherit that which is in your spirit. See, that's what people don't understand. They don't understand that it's all about getting enough food for your spirit that you may get food left over from your spirit, or the food for your spirit satisfy your spirit so to where you recognize you got to get the flesh under subjection to the spirit that is full, that receives a full meal deal. And see what is happening, everybody is really like 100% focused on getting food that pleases them, that pleasures them, that fits their category, the type of food that they like for their flesh, they like for their ear, they like in their eyes, and that's for the flesh. But when you get a balanced meal for your spirit, that's it. That's it. It transferred over to your flesh. And that's what people don't understand, where the real strength is and where the real strength lies. And the nourishment is from your spirit, man. See, a lot of people don't really get the fact that, hey, baby, you are a spirit. You were once an angel. You see? Once you realize, wait a minute, if I am a spirit, when I need food for the spirit, yes, you do. Unless you want to die and as an anorexium, and that's the way you're going to die. No food for your spirit, which most people are going to. They're going to die twice, the death of the flesh and the death of the spirit. Okay, so it's important that you understand you need food for your spirit, especially if you are starting to come to the light and you're starting to get wisdom and knowledge through spirit and truth. then therefore now it's going to take you further. And you're going to want your flesh to understand the things in which your spirit has received. The flesh fights up against the spirit, in case you all didn't know that. How you tame the flesh is to get the spirit right. And the only way you can get the spirit right is receive the Holy Spirit through the Father in heaven. From, not through, but from the Father in heaven. This is something many don't even ask for because they don't know that this is something one needs in the days to come. Oh, baby, you're going to need that thing. You're going to need it. I know it. You feel it, all life is okay. Everything's all good. We getting ready to talk, y'all. Let us talk. So I got several things to talk about. Anybody in the live chat, if you want to add on, I'm gonna be looking over in the live chat. Hello in the live chat. It's good to see you. If you want to add on, go right ahead. Just dive straight in. But I want to say this here. Let me wash. These glasses are cloudy. Even though we are here in the natural, we really kind of focus on what we see and believe, what we hear and believe. But that's not it. It's what you don't hear and what you don't see is really what's behind all things. That's gripping the spirit realm of understanding. That's spirit and truth. It's where you see beyond seeing. And what you hear when you can hear without even a sound in the natural, but you can hear in the spirit. That's real. That's the real deal there. See, a lot of us think it's what we see. It's what we believe. What we hear in our natural ear. No. It's what you don't see. And what you don't hear is the real deal. Okay? So we're going to talk about a lot of topics today. And I'm going to wait until I get a few more people in before I start on the main topics I want to cover in this message. Let us talk. Okay? I think I did my glasses. Okay. I think it's okay. But I'm here. Let's see here. That's very good. It's good they reject you. There's a reason. There is a reason. If they are rejecting you, it's a reason. And you bet it's a good one. See, like I said, you see that everybody that you say and you named, let's say people, family, church members, peers, teacher, those are people on the outer man. You know what they rejected? It's not so much as who you are on the outer man. They are rejecting who you are on the inner. That's who they rejected. They reject why? Because they reject the Messiah. You see? Look how they reject him. So when you see your life match the one that came to make it be an example to us, then you know you in there. But when you see that your walk does not match his, then you know you ain't nowhere near the righteous will of the Father. See, you got to see yourself. You got to feel that thing. You got to understand you are to be someone that is rejected. But the reason why you are rejected by so many is because of who you are from the inner man, not so much of who you are on the outer man. I was just telling them yesterday about how the Father was talking about the support. That support that I feel that individual give me is truly a blessing. But the Father stepped into me and said, baby, they ain't doing it for you. They're doing it for me. So you see what I'm saying? Seeing it on the outside is one thing, but knowing it on the inside is a total different thing. And that's what you focus on. That is what you cannot see. Is why they might see you the way that they see you. It's because they looking at that which they don't understand, that they cannot see, but they know it's something there that's keeping them from seeing you, or to keep them from dealing with you at a level, because they know that in Yah, you might have hands off. You might have hands off, because that's how it has been with me all my life. Hands off, don't go near her, don't touch her, don't even look like you gonna touch her. And I turned 58, and I went to the floor, and I started crying, and I started asking the Father, what is going on? Because I got so fed up with people acting like, they act as if they afraid of me. And I'm like saying, I'm the most innocent person on the face of the earth. Until the Father told me, but see, they can't come up on you. See, they can come up on you in the natural and be confused, because their spirit can't confused with who you are in the spirit. And they natural man is reacting to who you are in the spirit, because they can't see who you are in the spirit, but they flesh know who you are, but not knowing who you are in the spirit. So the flesh allow them to deal with you in an area of where they are more fearful of you on the outer man, because they don't know how to take you, because there's something in you greater than what they are seeing. So they best bet, hands off, let me stand down, let me get back. And I thought that was something wrong with me, until the Father said, no, baby, I had a hedge around you. You should have figured that out. And yes, I did, but not to that capacity, to where you are 58 and people still afraid, So I just thank the Father for informing me that he had that hedge around me. But it was 58 years old. I was 58 years old, and it's been going on since I was a little girl. Wait a minute, what's the deal? I didn't hang out with a bunch of people. I didn't play this game banging. I didn't walk around like I was tough, but everybody felt I was. You see, I didn't hang out with the crowd. I wasn't that type of, I had one friend. I wasn't the type that, and even that one friend thought I was tough and bad. Do y'all know I wasn't going around here doing nothing, but yet I couldn't understand it. And when I turned 58, I remember I was crying and saying, what is going on with me? What are you doing, Father, y'all? What is wrong with me? And when he told me, he said, you got a hedge around you. That's why. They can't come up on you. They can't roll up on you. Do you understand what that hedge is? They can't just roll up on you. See, they can sense that there's something about you, but they can't pinpoint. They will talk negative and bad, because that's the only thing they flesh can do. Because in the spirit realm, they can feel something wrong, but they can't pinpoint it. So all they can say is negative. We can go to an 8th grade reunion, or we can go to a high school reunion, and you go there, and this all you hear them say is, why you the only one look like you steal? Because see, I don't look like I look on here. No, I don't have to dress like I'm a clown. But let me tell you something. They thinking because they didn't had a hard life from the inside out. They don't understand this is a woman who been kept by the Most High God. I've been kept by God himself. You see? So when you find a woman like that, See, these men run around here trying to find a woman based on her body, based on how many wives they want, how many women they want in the same house. They don't even know the homosexual lifestyle among women and men is a no-no in any household. And that's a lot of that is going on. When you thinking that here it is, you got 10 wives. All them 10 wives most likely going to be fumbling with one another. Why? Because you don't even understand where you at. He said we're in the days of Lot. We're in the days of Noah. That means anything going. Every imagination and thoughts of a man is wicked and evil continually. Don't tell me what my Father has not already warned us about. So we can't step into any realm thinking because we got a loud mouth and we can stop people from doing things because we got people following us. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Hello in the live chat. It's good to see you. That was the last straw for you. And I imagine, let me explain something to you. I imagine I can feel that thing. What you said, I can feel that. Because a neighbor is different, y'all. It's a different about the neighbor. It's something about your neighbor that they can kind of break you or either they can make you. And when they come in and they start acting funny or they start doing things, or throwing trash in your yard, just doing little nitpick things, oh, that hurts you. That can break you. Because you know that this is a person that you're going to be living around. This person going to see you going in and out. But I tell you what, try taking that all the way to the foot of the Father. If you take that to the foot of the Father, He'll handle that situation. Stop trying to work things out with these spirits. Take it to the foot of the Most High Yah. And when you take it, just put in your mind that I'm going to the throne and I'm going to bow my head before His feet and I'm going to hold on to Him until He bless me. And every time you go into prayer, think it. Take yourself there. Ask Him if you can come all the way. But you got to know the name. See, people do not understand you cannot go before the Father without coming through the Son. And I'm not talking about the Son, Jesus, or the Son, Yeshua. I'm talking about the Son that carries the power, which the world called Christ, and I would say Hamashiach. So if you come into His throne, you can say, in the name of Yeshua Hamashiach. You let the Father know that you come in the right door. You come into the right door. And I'm knocking on it. And if you knock on that door and He don't answer, you tell the Father, I'm going to keep knocking on this door until this door is open. But letting Him know you coming all the way to His altar, to bow down before His feet. I'm going to tell y'all, we don't know how to present ourselves before the Most High Yah. We want to present ourselves like we want to show out in the flesh to the world. But when we go before this Most High Yah, we got to know, you got to go before the Father like He already in something, and can't nobody override it, can't top it, can't touch it. We have to see Him for who He is. When we go before His throne, we got to see Him for who He is. The reason why people don't get their breakthrough is one of the number one reason is they don't know the power. They don't know the extent of the power. That's why you got pastors, bishops, apostles, priests, teachers, evangelists, ministers, Maureen, seers. You got them out here teaching with no power. They don't have no power holding them up. They just out here going to and fro. But when you come to know the power, but then again, the Father is saying, Deborah, they can't have what they don't have because they don't know. They missed it in the beginning. And that is so true. So it's so important that if you're having problems with your neighbor, let me tell you again, I can feel that thing. I, a prophetess in the wilderness, can feel that thing. And the reason why I say it like that is when the Father gives you the gift of discerning, you can feel everything around you. Even people in the live chat, I can feel y'all. I can feel y'all. And the majority of the time, the Ruach saying, hold down. Hold it down. So when you are in a community and you got neighbors, you got the spirit of discerning. You can already feel them. You with me, I can tell even when they talking about me and they in their own house. I can feel that thing. So when you're talking about neighbors, let me tell you something. That's a big one. Neighbors is a big one because you got to go in and out your place. Okay? You got to see these people. You don't have to deal with them, but you got to see them. You got to, and it's somewhere along the line. You got to keep an open way where if you see them, you can wave or you can say hello and keep it going. And keep it going. But to know what Sister Deborah know about her neighbors, let me tell you, honey, please. I can feel that thing. When you speak of neighbors, I can feel that thing. That thing is real. You see, one thing you have to stop doing is thinking that people make you. Because if you think people make you, you better understand them same people that make you can break you at the same time. You got to stand firm in the spirit realm. No weapons formed against me shall prosper. You know what that is? People sing it like it's, they look at it like a song. But the spirit and truth behind something that's said, a song like that, no weapons formed shall prosper. You know why? Because that right hand of the Father is my bestest friend. So you better stand your tails down. You see? So when they singing it to the flesh. No weapons formed against me shall prosper. What weapon you talking about? He say, she say? What weapons you talking about? They bother me. They doing this. They doing this. You see? But the weapon Sister Deborah talking about, let me tell you. Nothing on this earth can compare to the weapon in which I speak of. So even though that song sounds good to say and feel in the flesh, but when you know that weapon and how that weapon can be used, everyone will stand down off of you. I'm not a dead prophet. I'm a living one. I'm a walking testimony of a lot of facts. Now, will I say I know everything? No. Give or take, give me 20 leads. Give me 20. Give me 20, maybe 25. But don't give me no more than 25. That's as much as I know. Because greater is he that is in me, know it all. But for me to know what I know, I had to stand down on the low of the low in the flesh just to receive he that is greater in me than he that is in the world. When you're dealing with that, that's a different number count. That's a different number count. So I will say that don't allow, you got to let go and not chase flesh. The neighbors, the church members, the families, the friend, the peers, the teachers, you can't chase them. The co-workers, you can't chase the flesh to try to get it, to get along with your flesh. You got to get your spirit in line with the Most High God. So it contains your flesh, and your flesh can walk in spirit and truth. Because once your flesh understands that something is greater than it, it starts to bow down. It's a reason why your flesh needs to be up under the subjection to your spirit, because the only place the Creator is willing to abide in is your spirit. He ain't gonna deal with your flesh. And if your flesh is bent up and down, your spirit ain't gonna deal with it. But when the Ruach comes and abide in your spirit, it's on. Flesh don't have to straighten up or straighten out. It ain't gonna have no other choice. People, one thing that Sister Deborah have a hard time with, and I'm going to tell you the truth of the whole matter. I have a hard time, and it's getting harder and harder. I can imagine how Yeshua, which the world calls Jesus, how he felt being who he was from the inside out and the outside in, and had to walk amongst those who never knew. It's a hard walk, y'all, but it's a good one. It's a hard walk, but it's a good one. Once you learn of it and you walk in the spirit of who your Father, the Creator, the Most High God is, let me tell you, he makes it easy for you. That's why nobody can tell you, you got to do this. Sit down. Greater is he that's in me than he that is in the world. Stand down. They got to stand down, because the great one is in you. What do I need you telling me what I can and cannot do? Because he that's in me is a chastiser. He's a discipline. He's a corrector. He will correct you up and correct you down. What do I need your muscle mouth telling me anything? If you ain't telling me how good he is, if you ain't telling me how excellent my Father is, if you ain't telling me how wonderful he is, and I'm going to top it all off. If you ain't telling me how powerful he is, you better stand your tail down. Because the first thing you better come with me with, you better tell me about his power. If you don't know about his power, stand your loud mouth down. Because without knowing the power, you worthless. You worthless. That's how I see people in the realm of those who's leading the multitude. You are vain and vexed. You are worthless. You ain't recognized. You don't have the Ruach HaKodesh until you understand the power. Once you understand the power, you teach different. You preach different. You walk different. You talk different. You talk with all power. You talk with all authority. You don't talk with all your stupidity of your flesh. That don't mean nothing, because your flesh can talk loud and ignorant. Because your flesh can travel around the world and be loud and stupid. That don't mean nothing. Because you got the multitude following around and behind you, because you are deceiving them, and they are you are the deceiver, and they are there so that they can be deceived. A good match for you. It is a good match. Okay, now let me talk about. All right. Thanks the Most High for the journey, for this journey that I asked for, and I have received, and I have been receiving. Praise the mighty Yah. Shalom, shalom, and shalom in the live chat. Praise the mighty Yah. This is the time where we should be receiving the blessings. We should be receiving the blessings in the midst of the storm. And the blessings ain't materialistic things, y'all. The blessing is from the inside out. The blessing of knowing about his great and wonderful, excellent power that rests therein. His authority and how he put up a shield to protect us. Those are blessings to where we don't have to walk and talk and look and act and be deceived by the mass or by the multitude of the loudmouth men and women who want you to think it's about control, manipulation, deceiving. Come follow me. And then there's no power following him, because everywhere Yeshua went, what was he doing? Do you really believe that the multitudes was following him because of the word? No. The multitude was not. The thousands were not following Yeshua because of the word. You think they was following him because of the spirit? No. They was following him because of the power. Something here today, most teachers, preachers, bishops, apostles, evangelists, prophets, prophetess, Maureen, seers don't have. They got a lot of mouth, but no power to back it up. And that's sad, because one thing Sister Deborah don't want to do and wouldn't want to do, I wouldn't want to be a pastor, a bishop, apostle. I wouldn't want to be a Maureen or seer in this day and time. Guess why? You better not try to be nothing if you ain't about the power. If no power is backing you up and ain't no power backing you down, you better get your tail somewhere and sit down, because soon and very soon, you're going to really see who you represent and who you are. And I got something to say today, but I'm waiting for a few more people to come in, because I got a really good, we got a really good message here. And like I said, if you have any questions or you want to chime in on a different topic outside of what Sister Deborah is talking, you go right ahead. It's time for us to talk. That's what we're going to do tonight. I'm going to start off again saying that it's time for us to be about my Father's power, about his authority. We're in the days of tormenting and how would I say, the days of wicked and evil at one of its highest. And the reason why Sister Deborah called it the highest is because one of its highest is because as time go on, it's getting worse and worse. But those who cannot see, those who cannot hear in the spirit realm, they need somebody like Sister Deborah to tell them, y'all, you better pull up or pull out. It's bad out here. See, a lot of people are preaching, they're teaching, they're traveling, running a loud mouth. They're doing all kind of things with no power to back them up or to back them down, because there's no power resting in them. And I wouldn't want to be nobody traveling, preaching and teaching and running my mouth, or nobody anywhere on no pulpit leading the whole mass in this day and time. Why? Without the power, I wouldn't dare. And that's what you see in this day and time. Everybody rumbling their mouth without any of the spirit of the power of Yah backing them up and backing them down. They are not tamed under the power of Yah. The power of Yah is not with them, for them, in the midst of them, none whatsoever. Let's give you an example. When you step into being an apostle, if you can't pull up like the apostles that was disciples walking with the Messiah, if you can't pull up like they pull up, and you can't travel to start, and take the gospel, and then the multitude follow you, because the multitude first, it's not going to follow you because of your loud mouth. That's not the power. Your loud mouth is not the power. And see, that's what a lot of them get messed up with from the floor. They think this book is the power. No, baby. No, you can't quote nothing in this book that's going to uphold the power. Why? Because the power is the Most High God. And he's greater than a paperback book. But what they do, they sling the book without the power. You better watch yourself, Deborah. You better watch yourself. That's what they slinging. They slinging their mouths and not the power. And in this day and time, I suggest anyone out there to stay away from leading the mass and the multitude with your loud mouth, because that is not the power. Quoting this book is not the power. Okay? The power is the Most High Yah. And if that power is not in you, and you're traveling, or you going and you're leading a multitude where you at, and you got a church and you got people in the church, you better pull up some power. You better pull up some power in this day and time. Satan pulling up his, where's your power? You say you're an apostle, where's your power? You say you're a pastor, where's your power? Where's your power? Pull it up and pull it out. They don't have any. It's these paperback words. It's in this paperback book. Is their power. They think the power rests within their loud mouth. And the people seem to think so too. Where's the healing? How you going to travel without healing people everywhere you go? See, let me tell you something. The power overrides the word. The power overrides the word. Why is it the power overrides the word? When you pull up in Genesis, in the beginning, let's go there. Let me kind of give you some food for the spirit right quick. When you pull over in Genesis chapter 1 and verse, let me show you here, in verse 3. But before we pull up in Genesis chapter 1 and verse 3, let's kind of pull down to John, the Gospel of John, verse 1. No, chapter 1, verse 1 and 2. In the Gospel according to John, chapter 1, verse 1 and 2. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Yah, and the Word was Yah. Verse 2. The same was the beginning with Yah. Okay. The power is greater than the Word. So while y'all walking y'all tails around here thinking you locked in on the Word, you locked in on stupidity. So here we go. Pull up, Deborah, in Genesis. Here we go. Pulling up in Genesis. All right. Let's start with verse 1. Genesis chapter 1 and verse 1. In the beginning, God. God is the Word, and the Word is God. Created the heavens and the earth. Okay? In the beginning. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit. Oh, now listen to this. There go the Spirit of God, and God is the Word, moved upon the face of the water. Now here we go. Here we go. This is what you all don't understand. These people running out here teaching and preaching, they have no power behind them. Watch this here. And then he pull up in Genesis chapter 1 and verse 3. And God said, now who is God? God is the Word, and the Word is God. Pull it up again, Deborah. Genesis chapter 1, verse 3. And God said, wait a minute. God is the Word, and the Word is God. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word is God, and the Word was with God, and it was with Him in the beginning, because it is God. The Word is God. Watch this here. Now, there you go. We good, right? We got the Word and God together. In verse 3 of Genesis chapter 1. Here we go. Wait a minute. Hold up, Father, y'all. Hold up. You spoke that word. You spoke that word. Wait a minute. This is where you know that God is the Word and the Word is God. What did God say? He spoke the word. Let. Who you telling to let? Pull up power and let it be. Because God is the Word and the Word is God, when He speaks, it brings power. Why do you think the multitude followed Yeshua HaMashiach? They didn't follow Yeshua HaMashiach because the Word. They didn't follow Yeshua HaMashiach because the Spirit. They followed Yeshua HaMashiach because of the power. The miracles, the signs, and the wonders followed Him. And they followed Him because of the power. See how messed up we are from the floor up in this day and time? We don't follow my Father because of His power. We follow Him because of words a man speak out of a book. Hold up, Father, y'all. You mean this is what you were saying about if they don't understand the beginning, they miss the whole book. If they don't understand Genesis chapter 1 and chapter 2, they'd have missed it all. Even if they say, oh, we know Torah, this Torah. Take your Torah tail somewhere and sit down. Because without the power, Torah can't exist. Because in the power was the Word and God. But God spoke the power to even bring Torah forth. So you can't renege on His power. And that's what the world has done. The whole world, whether they say they saved, sanctified, full of the Holy Ghost. Oh, I have the Ruach, I have this, you ain't got nothing. if you ain't got the power. And I like the verse where it says that Yeshua HaMashiach didn't just come down with word. He came with power. It's just that they too ignorant to recognize the power in which the multitude followed him for. The miracles and signs and wonders. And he said, once he had ascended, he said the Father will send the Holy Spirit, and what? You shall receive this power. Wait, hold up, Yeshua. Hold up, Yeshua HaMashiach. Where is it at in this day and time? Power, where are you? They think the power is in their muscle mouths. Just because they can lead the multitude into darkness. And just because the multitude can follow them, heck, Beyonce can get millions to follow her straight into the midnight darkness. So who are you? What are you? Hold on. So it ain't that nobody's following you. They following you because you are the deceiver. And these are the ones that has been given unto you that you may deceive without the power. And that's what is actually taking place in this day and time. Everybody is rumbling without the power. And somebody might say to Sister Deborah, well, where is your power? Let me tell you one thing. My power has been activated ever since I was a little girl. I have learned a great deal of how to put it in order. How to put it in order. That power can show up and show out, especially when I call on it. Oh, when I call on it, you better stand your tail down. So don't tell me what I don't know about the power. See, don't tell me, because I know about the power. And without it, you are nothing. Without it, you are nothing. You know what Yeshua told him? He said, and these things shall follow you after you have received the Holy Spirit. You shall receive power. Why are these pastors, these apostles, these bishops, all these people who oversee in the multitude and the mass of everybody, even on YouTube, ain't pulled up no power? You know why? Ain't no power in them. That's why. Ain't no power there for them. It's not in them. They don't even know what the power look like, smell like. They don't even know. And they don't care because they have won people over with their loud mouth and a book that the Catholics has smeared, and they are not led by the Ruach, because the Ruach don't first tell you, only way I can get into you is through the power. And if you don't know who the power is, you don't know who I am. So that's why people are confused and they sling like an iron, something real heavy, slinging you, hitting you, talking about the name. Wait a minute, hold up. Who gives a rat's behind about the name if it's not no power to bag it up and bag it down? Where's the power? Let me tell you why. Let me pull it up and show you what I'm talking about. Yeshua came as the Son of Man. Okay? The Son of Yah came, which is the Son of God, which is the Son, which is Christ. He came. Christ, the Son of Yah, is the Spirit, the Word, and the power. It came with the Son of Man. And I say with the Son of Man, together as to come in to the mission of the Father as one. So the whole idea was Yeshua couldn't say, well, look, y'all, I'm the Son of Man. And the Son of Yah couldn't say, and I am the Word, the Spirit, and the power. But as you read, you can see where the two came together, even in to ministering to Joseph, telling him she should be born, be with the Holy Spirit. So right then, the Father is telling Joseph, and the angel is telling Joseph in the vision that what is all coming to support this Son of Man. See, and what we did is we took the Son of Man and made him God himself without knowing, without caring. And guess what they can't do? They can't go back. They can't go back, y'all. They can't go back and get it right. They can't go back to straighten it right. They can't go back to make that crooked straight. Y'all ain't gonna let them. Because for so long they lied to the people. And as time go on, that which is in the dark should come to the light in the last days, and it's coming to the light, but they don't want to give up their darkness. You know, what did Sister Deborah tell y'all? Every day, Yah teaches me every day. By him teaching me something, I'm going to be honest with you, more than one thing. He always constantly talking to me, telling me things, revealing things to me every day. You know what that's about? This is what you need. You need to be enlightened all day to keep your light shining. Let your light so shine. How is it going to shine? As long as the Father, which is the Holy Spirit, is constantly keeping it lit. So here we got people who think they have mastered the book, which man hands been in and out, especially the Roman Catholic. How do you think that all these movies that's out can be performed all these years? You can go back and get old movies and pull them up, and you're going to find them right in here. That's why, because they have mastered this, because a lot of it is what they have smeared in it. But when the power comes, anything in you crooked, the Ruach HaKodesh, through the power of Yah, is going to straighten it up. So I get a visit every day through the power, teaching me who is the power. 99 trillion don't even know who the power is, because they thinking they confused with Yeshua, son of man, born of a woman. They wasn't paying attention to Genesis chapter 1 and chapter 2. The one that he was saying, let, and it was. That was the power. The word, the Father, is God. He was saying his word. His word spoke, let, bam, and the power brought it forth. You can go all the way through the Bible and it'll tell you. Your right hand made this. Your right hand laid the foundation. Your right hand did this. Your right hand, telling us the power of the right hand of the Father, and we just sell on and give every authority and right to man to know it all, and will not and refuse to know it the way the Father has laid it out to us. So when he visited me, y'all, do you know that's power? When he's talking through me through the water, that's power. He's teaching me, that's power. He's not letting me hear people and believe what they say. Greater is he that's in me than he that's in the world. You tell me, if he's in you and it said that greater is he that is in you, that's greater than anybody in the world. So how is it what's on it in the world can override what's greater in you? Can't be done. Can't be done. I know they can teach you from this book that it can, but what you don't understand, I sit back and I watch how the Roman Catholic has smeared things. And I said, Father, this been in here for so long, and it has led people all to the broad gate. And he said, but don't think for 1 minute, Deborah, that I didn't know. See, Satan, I'm going to tell y'all one thing I learned as a prophetess in the wilderness. This is what I learned. I learned that Satan, oh, he don't mess with your Father in heaven. Satan don't buckle up and he don't buckle down. He follows so many of every guideline that Father opened up for him and give him. If there is a tree here and the Father told Satan, don't go past this tree. You know what Satan would say? Okay, I won't. I'll make sure I don't. You the one with the sick problem. You the one don't see my Father power that great. Satan knows that he said not to go past that tree. You a fool. You think I'm going to go past it. Okay, I won't. I won't. And let me make sure I tell my demons, look, don't y'all go past that tree. Y'all ain't figured that out yet. Go back to the book. Listen to how Satan deal with the Father. Because Satan know about what? That power. That power brought him down to the earth. He knows that the power got an eternal lake of fire for him. He already know that lake of fire is the end game for him. He know all of that. He appreciate the time that the Father is giving him to do his wicked and evil. He appreciate it. why y'all messed up on the floor. Because the war has already been won in my Father. He is all power. Can't nothing defeat him. These people and this Satan and this demons, they just showing out. But they are limited. And when you know the creator that way, when you know that God is all power, he's really all that he said he is, he was, and he's going to be, then you can stand down and say, okay, that's the one I fear. That's the one got me. That's the one that's the one I'm talking about. That's the one I come to know. But people can't say that. They go straight to the books. Even to the point, go and find all other books. And all these books will not break down the power of your Father. Why? Because his power can't even be broken down. It is what it is. Just like he said, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. And it was with him in the beginning. But one thing it didn't tell you in John, the Gospel of John, chapter 1 and 2, and chapter 1, verse 1 and 2, it didn't tell you, wait a minute, pull up. He holds all power. He holds all power. He speak it, bam, and there it is. I know that. I know what that power is. Just because everybody forsake, that's on you. I went over a cliff and landed on a solid rock. Don't tell me on a Sunday. And you know what? Oh, we don't have any crank with the companies with them big machines that have an arm that goes way down. We don't have anyone open, but guess what? Less than 2 hours, one pulled up and got me, my 2 babies in the car, brought us up from off the bottom of the cliff. Don't tell me who I serve. You take that trash to those who don't know no better, who you've been feeding throughout the years without showing them no power. Let me tell y'all, let me give y'all something that happened to me. I'd say about 15 years ago, I was in a vision. And I was attending this church. And I was sitting in the back, as always, because when I sit in the back, I don't have to worry about my discerning spirit being out of control. See, if I sit in the back, I got the wall. And I ain't back there discerning the wall, y'all. Everybody want to be up front. Want to get up so they can see. I don't need to see. I was given the spirit of discerning. I need to sit my butt up against that wall. So when I come in here, even though when the pastor get ready to teach and preach, I already know his sermon. That's how deep it is, y'all. What can I say? So I'm in the church sitting with my back up against the back wall. Everybody else sitting up front. The reason why I don't want to pull up and sit with them, because while I'm sitting there, I can understand what's going on with this person, that person, and don't let the other one in the back of me even open their mouth. I know what they just did before they left home. I don't want to do all that. I tell you what, I sit way in the back toward the wall. Now I ain't got nobody sitting nowhere near me. And that's what I did, because I had the spirit, the gift to discern. And it's the gift of discern not just evil, but that which is good. So therefore, I can discern all these things that's actually within a person, even their thoughts. That's one of the most powerful discerning a gift there is. And do I wish I could trade that? Yes, I do. I couldn't go up to the Father and say, take it back. I don't want it. No, everything he has invested in me before the foundation of the world, I salute you, Father. Even though I toss and turn with it, but I yet salute you, because I believe in any and everything that his power and who he is stands for. So throughout this time, like I say, I stay in the back. So in this vision, I'm in the back. I look to my left. And this big church, walls on the left side was cracking. And I'm like, and then I look to the right, same thing. He said, you always talking about my power. That's what the Father was saying to me. You always talking about my power. Can you see it? I said, oh, the place is finna cave. The walls are cracking. He said, let me tell you one thing. He was teaching me something, because I did go questioning the power. And he was teaching me in this vision that you see that the foundation of the walls on the left. You look at them right, you see them. What's happening? They cracking. I said, this church is about to cave in and people don't see it. They don't see it. We better get out of here. He said, no, let me tell you one thing. When my power is in the midst, this is what you're going to see. Do you get it? Do you get it? Yeah, I get it. But it's finna cave in. It ain't about to cave in. I'm trying to tell you. A building a man built can't hold my power. Get it right. So don't think my power can be contained to a building. When my power is in the midst, Deborah, everything else has to fall down. And then instantly, here I am at the same church, and people were coming out smiling and happy. But guess what was happening? I'm standing at the door telling people bye at the church. Those who came in wheelchairs, they was pushing their wheelchairs out. The blind was seeing. The deaf, the dumb was hearing. You see? He was showing me when my true power is in the midst, everything in there gonna heal. Everything gonna be healed. This is what he explained to me. So when you want to know about the power, know that. Even though all my life I've seen this power. I've seen this at work. I already know all about this. But he wants to get me right. And I thought the building was caving. He was saying, no, that's my power. It can't hold it. That's why it's caving in. It can't hold my power. And I'm standing in the vision. I'm standing at the door with the church where everybody, all the people coming out. And I'm wondering, why is these here people came in these wheelchairs? Ain't nobody in their wheelchairs. They pushing it. That's because they walking. That's my power, Deborah. Everybody come out healed. And I like to send a message out there to all those loudmouth men that's out here teaching and the women. Your words don't mean a rat's behind. I don't care how you quote every book that's lost and every book that's found. I don't care how you take this paperback book. Instructions and direction ain't nothing greater than my Father's power. This book cannot contain my Father's power. So while y'all running around here monkeying around in the midnight hour, playing with these people, deceiving these people, causing these people to walk through the broad gate, guess what? The power is passing you by. And the people that sits and listen to you. Because you're trying to teach and preach, minister, lead, guide, baptize without the power. First and foremost, you can't go baptizing nobody with nasty water. Water can't baptize nobody. We need to be baptized in the Spirit. What are you doing? Until you're able to know how to accept the power that's supposed to be in you. When it ain't in you, you don't know the power I'm talking about. You won't be out here trying to baptize people in the water, going down a dry Deborah, coming up a wet one. They ain't changing nobody. People running around here, this minute got baptized, this minute, and it ain't changed not a day in their life. Why? Because they wasn't revealed and giving the light to see the power in the true baptism by fire. Deborah, you gonna get yourself in trouble. I knew it. People want to know this thing in the form of the flesh. Sister Deborah coming, bringing it and pulling it up in the spirit realm. Don't mess with my Father in heaven. He come with all power. I don't know who you teaching these people and leading these people. No, Torah can't hold his power. The New Testament can't hold his power, as they say. The Old Testament, King James Version, 1611. A bishop, a priest, an apostle, a prophet, a prophetess, a pastor, a minister, an evangelist, a Maureen, a seer, a watchman can't hold my Father's power. You can't contain it with the standards of a book. if that was the case, why would the Father say tarry for the Holy Spirit? And why would Yeshua HaMashiach say, and when the Spirit come, you shall receive power? Why? If we have it all in here. That's why they you, because they can deceive you from this level. All these pastors, these apostles, these teachers, these ministers, these seers, these watchmen, they can control you from the level of a book without the power. And they have successfully done that throughout time. And that's sad. That's real sad. Because you can see how successful they have been doing just that. To the point where they would travel all over the world talking about baptizing. When you finish baptizing them going down dry, a devil, and coming up wet as a devil, they still have not received the fire baptism of the Spirit. Because you told them it was about your loud mouth teaching them the baptism of water. See, even John the Baptist knew, wait a minute, I baptized them with water, but there's one coming that's going to baptize them by fire. How was Yeshua coming to baptize by fire? What are you talking about, John? Oh, Deborah, there's one that was before me. And I'm not talking about Yeshua. I'm talking about that power that exists in the heaven, the Son of Yah, which the world calls Christ, which the Hebrews call HaMashiach. He coming with the power. Guess what? Let me tell y'all something 99 trillion don't know. When you pull up and you sit here talking about you want to be saved, you want to be baptized, you got to understand some things. Yeshua is the blood sacrifice. He's the lamb. You know, the lamb that they put the post on the post back in Egypt so the deaf can pass it by. You see that blood they put on the doorpost? Well, that's what Yeshua is. He's the blood. But Yeshua alone. He came down with HaMashiach, meaning Jesus didn't come down by himself. He came down with Christ. Christ is the power. Christ is the power that holding the word and the Spirit of God in Yeshua. That's the door we got to come through. That's why you just can't come up in here, pull up to Yah in the name of Yeshua or Jesus. You better pull up with the power and the word and the Holy Spirit. See, they don't know that. Nobody knows about that, y'all. Y'all might sit here and say, Sister Deborah just talking, but the truth be told, it's told today in the year 2023 by this prophetess. Everybody want to pull up. I sit back and listen to people talk. I don't even bother them, y'all. Oh, in the name of Jesus, in the name of Yeshua, in the name of, baby, wait a minute, hold up. Ain't nothing in the name of Yeshua but the blood. You better pull up with the word. You better pull up with the power. And you better pull up with the Spirit of my Father, which is the Son of Yah. You can't pull up with Yeshua, the Son of Man, born of a woman. You better pull up with the Son of Yah. The Son of Yah ushers the Spirit of Yah in you. So how you going to have the Spirit of Yah in you and you ain't pulled up with the power? Can't be done. That's where, I don't know if Yah, when I was young, they used to always say, you must come in at the door. The only way through. He's the way, the truth and the light. If you want to see Jesus, you got to get right. But see, they didn't know. Call them up. You got to come. You must be born again. You must come in at the door. Guess what? The door wasn't Jesus. The door was the Son of Yah, which is HaMashiach. Jesus is the Son of Man, born of a woman. He poured up and poured down with the Son of Yah, which is the word called Christ, which is HaMashiach. That's That's why Yeshua faithfully taught that thing. All these signs and wonders I do is not of me, y'all. It is of my Father. He never claimed the power was his. He told us that it was of his Father. When Peter said that you are the Son of the living God, right then, the Son of Man from the Son of God, and because Peter was able to separate the Son of God from the Son of Man, you are now receiving the keys to the kingdom. Every last one of you ain't got no keys to no kingdom until you're able to separate them and put them back in order the way y'all created it. That was in Genesis chapter 1 and chapter 2. You missed it. We missed it every time. Every time you all read this Bible, you miss truth. You miss spirit and truth, the power that rests therein. Because we deny the power. So therefore, we don't have truth in the spirit realm. He sat there, Yeshua sat there, and he said to the disciples, who do they say I am? Who do they say the Son of Man is? They begin to say prophet, Elijah, John the Baptist. They saying all this. And then he asked them another question. When who do they say I am? Peter pulled up. You are the Son of the living Yah. Because the living Yah, the Son of Yah, carried the word, the spirit, and all power. That's who the Son of Yah was. But the Son of Man was born of a woman, was the blood sacrifice. They came down to do what? One mission. But the Son of Man mission was to come down and tell everybody about my power, about his power. And we forsake it. Even to today, year 2023, we don't know nothing about his power. And we run around here traveling, teaching, preaching, talking about baptism. Baptize your own darn self somewhere and sit down. Because the truth be told, baby, you playing. And it's going to catch up with you and catch out. So I don't care how you clown. Ain't no spirit and truth in you. And this prophetess ain't going to be shedding up. I am the one that come to speak against your nonsense and your stupidity. You see? So people are living in this day and time without Yah, and they thinking they got him. They don't know nothing about the power. Let me tell you another thing. Say, for instance, you can't sleep. And you have a hard time sleeping a good 7, 6. Some people can't sleep 5. Some people can't even sleep 3 hours. You have problems sleeping. Okay. Great is he that carries the power. Wait a minute, hold up. Let me knock you out right quick. That's the power. What you mean? You got pain in your body? Hey, wait a minute, hold up. Do you know anything about the power? No, I don't know nothing about the power. I don't know anything about it. That's why you're not healed. Nobody's not healed if you don't know nothing about the power. That's what he said. If you miss Genesis 1 and 2, you've missed the whole book. That means you don't know how to get your healing, your deliverance, because you're behind a pastor, apostles, a priest, a bishop, a prophet, a prophetess teaching you out of this book, molding these scriptures in here out of this book without the power. And that's what people are missing in this day and time. And because he knew that they would miss the power, he said, that's why I ain't coming back. You think I'm going to come back with this power? This power ain't coming back to deliver these people. These people, it's been thousands and thousands of years, Deborah. They rejected power back in Genesis 1 and 2. Do you think I'm coming today? Anytime soon? To make the crooked straight? No, it's time for judgment. Judgment is at the door. We're running up on the judgment. And when I say the judgment, our mighty event is and will be the judgment of the Most High Yah. We're close to that than we is the beginning of Genesis. What we were back in the Genesis, that's how far we've gone. Nowhere. We haven't gotten anywhere. So let me share with you all some of these other Okay, I did talk about the teaching the power. So I want to say something to you all. If you ever wonder why things are not changing in your life, it's because you don't have the power. You don't have the power you thought you had, and you said you had, and you feel you had. Because let me tell you something, the power don't come to play. It don't play with me, and guess what? It's one that won't play with you. But the power is something you have to be able to recognize. A lot of people thinking that, okay, I have the Ruach HaKodesh. No, you don't. How do you have the spirit of the Most High Yah without his power? You think Yeshua came down as the Son of Man with the power? No, he didn't. He came down with the Son of Yah, which is Yah with him, which is the power, the word, and the spirit. What makes you think that you can live in this day and time with none of that? But yet you have the Holy Spirit. It's because the mission of Yeshua, people have fully denied. People have turned away. People have rejected. And one thing I can tell you for sure, spirit and truth is rejected at its highest. Why? Because we in the end days where people are not going to turn to light. Well, why would you say that, Deborah? Because he had already prophesied that the gate is narrow and very few shall find therein. So Sister Deborah is not on this devil platform trying to convince everybody to come on, you can get to the narrow gate. No, you can't. Narrow gate is Yah's way, not Sister Deborah's. He didn't lead, he is already in that direction in which they should go. So the narrow gate is there. Sister Deborah is still in the race. She still has her lane. So she still got to teach and give people what, not teach, but yeah, in a sense, teach what Yah has given her throughout her life and even up into today. Whatever he gives me, I can share. You see? But it's a sad thing where we are living in today. What Sister Deborah is talking is something people run from. They don't want to. They run from. Because honestly, you guys might not know this. And this is something Sister Deborah's going to tell you. A lot of people runs from light, from truth. They desire the darkness. Let me show you what I mean by that. In the Gospel of John, chapter 1, just listen to this. And then you know what, y'all? Honestly, I want to say so bad, it's sad, but the thing, Deborah, I'm up here boo-hooing. I'm all authority. I created all things. You think I'm up here boo-hooing because of what they doing? No, I'm not. So I don't want you to. Okay. That's why he keeps teaching me, because he don't want me to be flipping backwards over what I'm seeing and what he's revealing to me. He's showing it to me so I can be able to still run the race and be okay. Okay. Now, in the Gospel of John, chapter 1 and verse 5, the light shineth in darkness, but the darkness comprehended not. The light shineth in darkness, but the darkness comprehend it not. Sister Deborah will say to you that probably was put in there years ago. But the truth of the matter is, I can stand on high on that. People prefer the darkness over the light. They're not going to come to anything that's bringing spirit and truth or bringing the light. They are so content in resting in the darkness, sleeping in the darkness, living in the darkness, going to work in the darkness. And what I mean by the darkness, the things in which they have been taught to believe that does not really have anything to do with the Father. You see, they don't want to be partaker in nothing that's not going to make them feel comfortable in their flesh. They're not going to agree. They're not going to embrace because it's not comfortable for them in their flesh. So therefore, they want no part in it or of it, which is okay. Because either you're born of the flesh or you're born of the spirit. And a lot of people thinking that you're born again when you come here and when you accept Yeshua HaMashiach and the Ruach come and live in you, that's born again. But baby, let me tell you something. Heaven's had that Lamb Book of Life before you came to the earth to be born again. So get it right. Get it right. Know where the power rests. See, that's what I'm saying to you all. We wants to rest the power here on the earth and said the flesh of man and woman has the power to teach this, believe this, say this, precept this, line here, teach this book. We have the power. No, you don't. You don't have nothing. The power comes from on high. It don't come from the flesh of a man nor flesh of a woman. So stop giving people the power that's not even there. They don't have no power. They don't even have no power of their tongue. They have the power of wicked and evil, and to teach you to be deceived, to teach you how to walk real good into the narrow gate. Girl, you better walk straight. You're walking in the narrow gate. Hold your head up high. Don't let no negative vibes or evil vibes come in your way. You walking in a narrow gate. That's just how the mindset is messed up from the floor. Now, I want to say to you all, in the state in which I am in, there has not been a rainy day probably in 8 days. Straight sun. That's deep to me. Straight days sunny. And every morning I wake up and see, okay, where's the rainy day or where's the cloudy day? I've seen sun straight for about 7 or 8 days. And I wonder about that. 7 or 8 days, nice, leveled weather. Leveled, meaning in a sense, kind of perfect kind of weather and sunny all these days. And I'm like, something wrong with this. You see? And I just think that's rather strange to me. That's just, to me, kind of strange. I got in a little trouble today. I got in a little trouble because someone spoke with me, called me earlier today to talk to me about a situation. I spoke to you all that I had the family thing here on the 29th, which was Monday. Okay. And everybody talks about how nice it really was and how, it did. We had family playing different games and we just really having a good time, yeah, a real good time. Like back in the old days where family come together and you see the kids running and you see the adults interacting with each other and everybody's not this family over here, this family, we were all together. And it was really nice. So I got a phone call this morning and the individual said some things to me and I was like, the first thing she said was, "Oh, yes, that barbecue you had was that barbecue gathering we had, because that's what we called it. It was really nice, don't you think?" I said, "I think it was really nice." She said, "How do you think it went?" I said, "It went really good. Everybody said they had a good time." And that's basically when Sister Deborah roll up. That's normally what it is. It's time to have a good time. And she say, "Well, yeah, everybody was saying it was so nice and everybody was interacting and playing all the games and so on." It really was, you guys. It really was, to see males and grown females, elderlies playing games and interacting with the young people. We all in this here out here. So it was really nice. But the individual had no idea that I had already with a quickie discerned that it wasn't really about what was taking place at the picnic. And this individual said something to me and it blew me a little bit what they said, because I wasn't prepared for it. And no, I did not discern that this individual was going to say this. This individual said, "About 30 something years ago, you said this to me. And I've been thinking about it for the last 2 years, what you said, because it is so true. It turned out to be identical the way you said it 32 years ago." Now I'm looking at that situation. I'm like, oh, no, she didn't. It shocked me for her to repeat it exactly the way I said it. I can remember what I said. She was able to repeat it identical to the way I said it. Yeah, that was like 32 years ago. And when she said it, within me kind of embraced the fact that, see, I've told you all this long time ago. This is what I was saying within me. Well, that's not the right thing to do, because what that means is I felt like a slight rejoicing, and didn't realize you're rejoicing in chaos that you prophesied about 32 years ago. We're in the days that which is in the dark shall come to the light in the last days. But where we at today, he's not giving you prophecy and you're prophesying 30 years from now. Like what Sister Deborah saying today, you be subject to see it tomorrow, if not tonight. This individual was telling me something about 32. She said about 32. And I don't know if it was 31 or 32. It was one of those years ago when I laid it out. And I said, this shall come to pass. And guess what? The individual said, for the last 2 years, I've been thinking about what you said all them years ago, because it's right before us. It's clearly seen. It's clearly seen. And at that moment, just continuing to talk to this individual, I was just shocked that the individual was able to say it identical to where I remember saying it exactly the way she was saying it. So afterwards, I began to have like a leap of rejoice. And then the Spirit of the Most High said, what are you rejoicing for? You need to erase that. That's chaos. That's chaos. And then I said, okay, but this is what was warned that many years ago. He said, never rejoice over chaos, even if it's a prophecy in which you see that far back. And I felt like I just thank him for chastising me and disciplining me and correcting me. Because at that moment, I was looking at, okay, how could she have still remembered exactly the way I said it? And I've been telling them, not 32 years ago, but I was really high on it, telling them back then. And here it comes to pass. And it was more so I was embracing that what I had said all those years have been brought before their faces. And it's presented to them. And it just did something to me inside. But it wasn't something that the Father was pleased with. He said, what are you feeling rejoiced about? You don't ever rejoice over chaos. It's nothing in life worth rejoicing over chaos. Because that's exactly what it is. He said, don't do that. Don't do it. You think I didn't hear him loud and clear? You know, let me tell you how loud and clear I heard him. I felt fully convicted. So convicted to where it was so deeply sorrowed in me that I had wronged him. Because he called me as a servant. He's given me the gift of prophesying and knowing things that was, that is, and that shall be. But it's never going to be something that cause you able to see in it because of who I am in you. It is nothing to rejoice about. Not chaos. And I really felt bad. That's why I can bring it. See, when you really have the repentant spirit, you bring it forth to the world to show your stupidity. I don't care who you are. And at that moment, I said, you know, I'm going to speak that when I get on YouTube. I want people to know, do not rejoice over chaos. Yes, you might be able to prophesy to someone, but prophesying to one is not something that you rejoice over. Because it is a gift from the Most High Yah to do the service of the Most High Yah, not for you to rejoice in your flesh that it did come to pass. So I appreciate the Most High Yah correcting me and chastising me in the midst of it. And part of me bringing it out to you all is part of the chastising and the discipline. Is he's not, the Father has never been about chaos to the point of making it something to rejoice from. And he just let me know, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do stuff like that. And I appreciate him letting me down, not letting me down, let me up the way he did, because him let me up, he let me down at the same time, in a way of, hey, boom, boom, now. You ain't so high now, are you? You see? And I like that. I love that, because that's the only way I know he loves me, is when he chastises me. When he tear my tail up, that's why I know he's who he is. It's because I've been whooped by the Most High Yah, and it felt good. So what? How you like it? Okay? And another one is, I felt after he chastised me, I felt like it's time to be a prayer warrior. It's time to be a prayer warrior, because I know that is so rooted in me that I know how to step in that realm. It's almost like it's something for me. Being a prayer warrior, I almost feel that it's something embedded in me that needs to step out in this day and time in a way that I am connecting with the Most High Yah as a warrior in prayer. I feel the need. After he chastised me regarding that, I felt the need to come out and say that it's time for me to go in to being and conducting myself in a way that I know that it's something so in me, so greater in me, to be a prayer warrior. Now the flesh, don't want to do nothing. But the spirit in me, when he was chastising me and disciplining me on rejoicing in the chaos, all of a sudden I was overwhelmed with a feeling of me coming out and being a prayer warrior, because I believe being a prayer warrior would also ward off a lot of things that I am able to see before me happening to others and happening, to me, it's actually taking on, how would I say, some sort of weapon that that will grip the hem of the Father's garment. See, I ain't gonna go grip Yeshua's garment, because the power is in the Father. You see? So I need to grip Yeshua, not Yeshua HaMashiach, which is the word called Christ, because that's the power of the Father who came down with Yeshua, meaning Yah with us. He came with Yeshua in the form of power, word, and spirit. You see? So when a lot of people be trying to use the Son of Man, Yeshua, Jesus, or the Son of Man as a form of standards of power, you missed it. You missed it. It was founded under Hamashiach, which is Christ, the Son of Yah. That's why Peter was given the keys. He was able to unlock what Sister Deborah been on this devil platform trying to inform people. There's two working one mission. When Peter jumped in and say, okay, we locked in the Son of Man, who they say that the Son of Man is. But then the Son of Man, Yeshua, say, well, who do they say I? Peter say, the Son of Yah. Why? Because there is a Son of Man born of a woman, and there is a Son of Yah. The Son of Yah is the Word, the Spirit, and the power that came down to assist the Son of Man in the mission of the sacrifice of dying for flesh sin. He couldn't have done it without the power. So that's what was taking place, you guys. A lot of people don't understand a lot of things. And it's a sad thing because I heard a European old pastor break that thing down. And I'm like saying, Father, how could they know? How could they know? But see, it goes back to what he told me. People are already written in the Lamb Book of Life. Just because these Negroes want to make you think these people did, y'all say, that's on them. Just like they want to say the reason why they're being done this way and done this way is because of them, they still under stupid. The umbrella called stupidity and stupid. They never got under the umbrella, the curse of Yah. They got under the umbrella, they bothering us. They did it, they did that because they didn't want spirit and truth. They didn't want the truth of the matter. If you're going to awaken to spirit and truth, the truth of the whole matter. No, they running around here seeing where the other tribes at. They running around here talking about polygamy, how many wives we can get. They run around here talking about we're going to baptize and travel and baptize in the water. What do all that have to do with the spirit and truth? What do any of that have connection to the light? It doesn't. But that's the way people been living throughout time. Believing the lie. Resting in the darkness, then desiring the light. And that's a sad thing. But it is not going to change. It's not going to change because Sister Deborah speak. You know what? It's not going to change because of nothing. Because y'all, it's over. Things are walking itself out to the fullness. So a lot of times when you all thinking, I'm awakening, I know truth. You don't, baby. You don't know truth of who the power is. So everybody walking around here talking about they out here traveling, baptizing, preaching, and teaching, and leading the mass, the multitude, and they got thousands of people following behind them. They don't know nothing. They don't know nothing. They're falling behind the flesh of a man because those flesh of a men and those flesh of a women don't have no power. Power rests in what is righteous. They don't have the righteous because they don't have the power. You see? They're running around here with a word out of a paperback book and calling it the power to control you, to tell you how to move left, how to move right, but no power behind them. They couldn't even tell you where the power is, where the power was, and where the power going to be, because they don't know where it is, where it rests in them. They just want to say, I have the Holy Spirit because I spoke in tongues. I have the Holy Spirit because I can have a quickened spirit. No, baby. No, baby. Everything that you see or you think that is of Yah, Satan has already been given the privilege to mimic. And that's why more people, 99.9, are walking the way of darkness than light. That's why he called out the narrow gate to be very few shall find it. Why do Yah has to be a lie and every man is the truth? That's the part that really gets me. Why do the Most High Yah have to be the liar and every man is the truth? Why is it we can't see that we are the liar and Yah is all truth? We can't see it like that. So that's why I know for a fact the earth has not the power of Yah, of his servants, the Most High servants has it. But outside of that, they don't have it. They are not it. They will fight against the power of those that Yah has sent as his servant. Those are the ones that run around here leading the multitude, the mass of people, thinking I got lights, I got strivers, and I got followers all over the world. They call that the spirit of truth. They call that their power. All the things that has no characteristic of Yah, they call it their power. That's why they cannot speak spirit and truth and tell the people the truth of the whole matter. You got some people teaching, and I've said this one man I heard he was here in this state I'm in, but he moved out a long time ago. But I even listened to him one time, and he was talking about how he used to stay in this state. But as I started to listen to him, he believed in this Pan-African stuff. Why is it that we got to be connected to some land? We don't have to be connected to. See, what happened is we're looking for the promised land. We're looking for land. We're looking for the things that's on the earth, the things that's plainly seen, the things that we think we can see and know where we're going because we think we know where we come from. But the truth of the matter, when you really don't want to know where you come from and where you're going, start with the kingdom of heaven. Start what took place before the foundation of the world. And when he take you there, then you know something. But when he don't take you there, you don't know nothing. That's why they don't understand Genesis 1 and 2. They don't see the power sitting there resting right there, saying they don't know me. They don't even know who I am. They don't know I exist. No, they don't. That's why Peter ended up with the keys, because he called it out. He called the two out. No, he didn't call the two out. He called the power out. You the son of the living Yah. See, Yeshua didn't think they knew that, because it wasn't his job to speak on that level. He's just supposed to be representing the Father, telling them about the Father, and all that he's doing is of the Father, and the Father and him is doing this in one. So when he seen Peter turn up and say, the son of the living Yah, Yeshua said, all right, now, I didn't tell you that. When he said flesh and blood, didn't reveal that, because Yeshua knew that he was just flesh and blood. Ain't that sad? Y'all, that is really sad just to think of that. Yeshua said to him, Yeshua, Jesus, as they say, said to Peter, who do they say that I am? And then they began, he was speaking to all the disciples, and they were saying, when you John the Baptist, what, Elijah, the prophet, and so on, so and so. And then he turned around and asked them another question. Well, who do they say I am? Peter jumped up and said, the son of the living Yah. And what did Yeshua say? Now, listen to this, y'all. This is showing you that y'all missed it all this time. Shh, straight over. What did Yeshua say? Which the word called Jesus. He said, flesh and blood did not reveal that unto thee. Isn't that beautiful? That is so beautiful to me, because that's showing you another identity that the Son of Man was pointing out, that I'm flesh and blood here, y'all. And I did not reveal that to you, Peter. That came from God himself, from the Father. Yeshua, the word called Jesus, he told Peter, that came strictly from heaven, the Father, because I'm flesh and blood, Peter. I didn't reveal that to you. My mission is not to tell you the two. When I'm gone, you learn all the things I was talking was directing you to two, working one mission. Just like you and I. You are the flesh and you are the spirit. But once you get the spirit under the subjection, once you get the Holy Spirit in you, it attained the flesh to be under subjection to its order. When Yeshua was the Son of Man, but the Spirit of is the Son of Yah. And Peter it out. Oh no, bro. You are the son of the living Yah. Letting Yeshua know, I know the other part of you. You standing here as the Son of Man, born of the flesh. But you got the Son of God with you. That's it. That is identical to what Sister Deborah is saying to y'all that they don't know about today. That's the power. They don't know nothing about that. They still calling Yeshua God. They still saying Yeshua, the Son of Man, born of a woman, is God. Why? To keep you from realizing. Let me say this right quick, and I know I'm going to get in trouble, but I'm about right there now. To keep you all from understanding that Father, creation of all things, chose a woman, gave her a seed of the Son of Man, the Messiah. Back up. David, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Solomon. Hey, Joseph, stand down. I don't need you here. And guess what they saying now? That really wasn't the Son of God. That was Joseph's baby. That's what they saying now. All because that same beginning, Genesis 1 and 2, they have rejected the power that rests therein, the beginning, so that you won't figure out that the Father used a woman to carry the seed in which he had a man to carry all these years. But he chose a woman to bring this Messiah, born of a woman. And you know, he was flesh. And that's what he was saying to Peter. Flesh and blood didn't reveal that to you. I didn't reveal that to you, Peter. But my Father in heaven. Hey, Peter, upon this rock, I build the church where the gates of hell cannot prevail against it. You got the keys, bro. You got the keys. Why? Because he broke that which God the Father had given him, when he should not have, but he did, because Yah was sending something to Sister Deborah, those that are servants of the Most High Yah. You see where it's broken at? You see what happened? Peter was able to recognize the power that was separate from the Son. You see? That's what they denied. They denied the Son of Yah. They think they can come in through Yah's door with Yeshua. They think they can break down all the barrels with Yeshua, the Son of Man. No, you can't. You ain't got nothing without the Son of Yah backing him up and backing him down. You're lost. They don't get that. So what they do, they said Yeshua, Jesus, is God to keep you away from. And some, you know what? I'm gonna tell y'all something. This is really strange. They might have been doing this all the time. It might be the trail of Satan's team. Because now, if we say we awaken, these are the things you need to be awakened to: spirit and truth, not stupidity. Because you awaken haven't changed you not a bit. So what you need to awaken to? Spirit and truth. That's going to change you. That's why ain't nobody changing, y'all. That's why times is worse than it ever been and getting worse. Why? Because nothing has changed. We're lying. We're deceiving people. We're trying to make people think they're awakened. Oh, you know this. You got the truth now. And you got all these lost books. They did it. They did it. And y'all sitting here saying you did it to yourself. That's why you where you at. Because I did it to you. After you did it to yourself, I did it to you. But see, they want to blame it on another entity instead of seeing what the Father been trying to show them all the time, 400 and some years. They still ain't seen nothing. It's impossible for you to be in a situation and then you pull up, I'm awakened. You ain't awakened to nothing. You still as stupid as you were from the beginning as you are now. It's nothing no different. And that's what Peter was able to pull up and receive the keys to the kingdom. And the church was built on the rock. Okay? This is why. And you sit today, these people don't even know the power in which Peter called out. They right here today been teaching for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Been on this devil platform for 30 years. As long as they've been here teaching out of the Bible and still had it wrong ever since then. And still got it wrong. And look how long they've been getting away with it. Why? Because the Father said, it's okay, Deborah. It need be. Let them get away with it. They're going to die in their lie. And let them do so. Because in heaven, I got it written. Didn't Yeshua tell them it is written? It really is written, y'all. It is written in the heaven. So you can come down here and act a clown all you want. You can sit down here and act a fool all you want. Your name is already written either in the books or the Lamb Book of Life. So when you finish cutting up from the floor up, so what? It is what the Father said that it is, and you ain't going to escape that. A lot of people think that they are. They just say, when I cross that bridge, when I get there, guess what? There won't be a bridge for you to cross. You see? And that's another thing they don't understand. They don't care to understand it. It's over. It's finished. Their mentalities, I don't care. I don't care. It is what it is. I'm going to build my heavens here on earth. And that's what most of them are going after. deceiving the spirits, deceiving the people, so that they can follow them where they're going. And the people can't even see it. And it's okay, because Father knows who's his. He knows who's in what books versus who's in the Lamb Book of Life. While we thinking we overpowering him, we got choices, we rule and we this. Go right ahead, help yourself. All you doing is showing the direction in which you have been ordained and predestined and foreknew. Heaven's already got you what Yeshua told Satan, written. It is written. And when he say written, and not only Yeshua, when it is said it is written, it's letting you know heaven sealed it already. What are you talking about? You see, they don't get that. They don't grip that. So I want to say to you all is everything is about now is being able to recognize the power in spirit and truth. Right. Recognizing the power will help you throughout the hard times that you might be going through, the sickness, the struggle, the mental state of mind. That's what the power will come and help you through. But if you don't know nothing about the power, how do you expect the power to help you and you don't know nothing about it? You don't know it exists. So how great is he going to live in you when you don't know who his power is? That's what he's talking about in the book of Genesis. If you missed that, you'd have missed it all. And I understand exactly what he's saying. How I'm going to be all up in you and you don't know my power? Do you understand in the beginning? I am the word and the word is me, but what pulls up to make everything I say out of my mouth come to pass? My power. So therefore, if you don't know my power, you don't know me. And this is what they don't understand, and they don't care, because they feel, well, we don't have to have the power. We've been teaching these people without the power, and we've been doing well. We've been doing real good because we can teach this thing without the power. We don't have to be about the power. We don't have to know the difference from the Son of Man and the Son of Yah. We don't have to know none of that. Oh, but look, I've been teaching 5,000 people. I've been traveling all over the world teaching this book. How foolish do you sound? How can you travel all over the world without miracle signs and wonders? Didn't I tell y'all? Y'all don't believe me. People mimic flesh and call it righteous. When did you hear Yeshua going distance with the multitude, to and fro, going all over the place, traveling? What was he doing? Signs and wonders. That's the power. And teaching the gospel, the kingdom of heaven. These people out here, they're teaching a book. They're teaching a paperback book, calling it the power, calling it the word. How can the paperback book be God? How can a paperback book be the power? They're teaching without the power. And will y'all allow them? Yes, he will. Yes, he have. And yes, he shall. Because those are people who follow in Satan's trail and not the trail of the Most High Yah. That's why they went to Enoch and all these other books to justify, to clarify, and to identify. That's why they run to Torah and whoop you up and down with Torah. It's because they're going in books. Because they feel if they can precept line you, little you hear, and show you what the scriptures is saying and all the lost books are saying, oh, we got them now, y'all. We got them now. But no power. They have no power. The Father was sitting here saying to me, which I did not know this either. He said to me, it's been about a month. He said, like I said to you in Genesis chapter 1 and chapter 2, he said, but guess what else? When you get to Deuteronomy, that's a part of what they call Torah. 28, the end game. They ain't got it. Somebody told me it might not be that they don't got it. They don't have it. They in full rejection because they don't want to mess up their multitude in which they teach it. And that's what you all don't understand. They don't want to go back and pick up the power. They don't want to go back and tell you I was wrong. I taught this, I taught this, I taught this. This is not so. They don't want to do that. They want to stick to the things that pleasures your flesh, that you believed in them. And that's what you join. People have joined these people. They have liked, they have subscribed these people in the midst of these people darkness. And right now, these people saying, I ain't finna tell the truth. I ain't finna tell spirit and truth. I ain't finna get a light. They've been following me when I was in darkness. What do it look like me following light and spirit and truth when I got the multitude following me in darkness? That's what they did. They did a good job. But what they didn't understand, you followed your own destiny to where it is written. Heaven's got you already written in the book in which you are walking, talking, teaching, and preaching. You are in that books. You are in those books of that. Because if you think for 1 minute you're going to get down here, clown up and clown down, and teach these people with no power, no word that proceed out of the mouth of y'all, but because you got a Bible, you done master Torah, you done got all these lost books, Enoch and all, none of these books is going to redeem you. None of these books going to save you. None of these books going to comfort you. None of these books is going to protect you. But guess what? When that power of the Father come in, he going to do all that. And that's why y'all messed up from the floor. And that's where you're going to remain, trusting in the flesh of man and its teaching, its wisdom, its knowledge, its understanding, and its personal opinion. Oh, and these men got the feelings all caught up and all caught down within themselves. Walk on in that direction. It's plenty room in the broad gate because the Father made the way clear that the broad gate got plenty room for you. And anytime it looks like it's not enough room, y'all gonna open it wider because he want everybody that's in the books, come Revelation, come judgment. If you in that book, you can go on and start walking, heading right now, this day, to the broad gate, because that's your way. That's your way. Sister Deborah speaks spirit and truth. She brings the light of my Father's, not of her power, not of her light, but the light of spirit and truth. We ain't got no business on this earth talking about nothing but my Father in heavens and his power. Anything else got to get kicked to the curb because it don't mean nothing. Anything else they preaching and teaching has to do with the flesh. Because when they all said and done, when you in that sick bed, who gonna pull up that power? When your life is threatened, who's gonna pull up that power? When you're losing everything you have, who's gonna pull up for you that power? But when you don't have the power with you, you're gonna lose it all. And because you rather believe the flesh of the mouth of a man and a woman than to believe he that have created everything from the beginning to the end and everything in between, he has already released the keys that you follow, the gate in which was open for you before the foundation of the world. So a lot of times people thinking, they look over here and they see all these subscribers. Oh, they got a lot of subscribers. They got a lot of likes. They get a lot of praise. Baby, that's the broad gate. You messed up on the floor. You ain't understanding what he said about the narrow gate leads to the way, to what is everlasting life. What is it you don't get? How can the Most High have so much information to open the eyes so that they can see the light, but yet people continue to have open eyes and walking straight into darkness? It's because they have already been ordained to the broad gate. They already been ordained to the broad gate. That's their way. So they're walking, as Sister Deborah speaks today, they are walking and have been in time past in the direction, only two ways, the narrow gate and the broad. So if you think for 1 minute that the Creator is going to create these two locations for nothing, use a fool and use a fool and use a fool. Because before he created, have a book of the tree of life that goes in the narrow gate, and the book that's in the other books that leads to the lake of fire goes in the way to the broad gate, and very many shall follow therein. You know what he talking about? Y'all, everybody just trying to make him out of lie so they can live in their flesh. They're truth. And guess what? These men are running around here talking about truth. Truth in this book is the truth. Use a fool, use a fool, and use a fool. Because the truth you talk about is your flesh truth. It's the flesh of it's the truth of the flesh. See if you can ever pull up with the truth of the spirit, which is my Father. You ain't gonna pull up with it, and you ain't gonna pull down. Why? Because you've been walking the truth of the flesh for so long. You got people thinking that you can grab this book and debate and beat them up and beat them down. You only beating the flesh, brother. You only rolling up in the flesh, which is the only thing you know of, which is a good thing. It just shows you that you are the one that has been assigned to the books, to the narrative, to the broad gate. You already signed in. And pretty much all of us, everybody should be able to feel what gate they going in. You should already know what gate you're going in. But what has happened? Darkness has blinded your eyes. And darkness has caused your eyes to think it see light. And that's where the sad part is at. Because that's where he said they're going to call right, wrong, and wrong, right. They're not going to know their way. And that is included with a strong delusion. Y'all do that. He pour out that strong delusion like he poured out grace and mercy. Because he already know what book is you are already written in. You can't roll up on him and pretend and act like you don't know. You can roll up to the people and to these YouTube pages. They can roll up with messages for you, visions and dreams and all this old mess to deceive you. And as you see them becoming into numbers, they go either higher and higher and higher in focusing on the things that does not change the spirit of people into spirit and truth. It does not bring people to the light. It does not say, hey, bro, it's over here. It's this way. You never get, where you going? Hey, bro, it's over that way. Hey, sister. Hey, wait a minute. Come on over this way. It's over here. Where you going? It ain't that way. See? Instead, they say, yeah, go that way. I know you'll find your way. It's that way. You're going the right direction. That's what the people are doing. And they lead them into the way that they go, which is the broad gate. And it's all right. Because when I looked at Revelation chapter 20, let me show y'all something else that I was trying to get y'all to kind of feel that thing. And I know it's hard. It's hard to feel that thing because the thing has to feel you first. I know you missed that. It's hard to feel that thing because the thing has to feel you first. See, everybody think it's up to us. We rule, we control. We have a choice. We rule it. You don't rule nothing. Only thing you rule is when it's time for you to use the bathroom, you take your tail in there and use it. That's about all you can control. Is your bowel movement. That's it. You know what? Let me show y'all something. This is what Sister Deborah was explaining to you about this message as far as his power. This is what I was explaining to you. Look at here. In Revelation chapter 20, verse 11. In Revelation chapter 20, verse 11. I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face, he's sitting on his throne, his face. He's sitting on the throne. His face. What kind of throne was it? A great white throne. And him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away. When the earth and the heavens look at and behold the face of Yah, it's taking off, y'all. It's leaving your tail behind and everything else. The earth getting out of here. He said, I saw the face. It's out. Time to swoop. We sending our tails around here thinking he's somebody to play with. That's power. What makes it power was what? It's when the earth and the heaven had to run from the face of Yah. That's deep. Watch this here. And there was found no place for them. You see this ground that we on? It took off running because it saw God's face. So who are you? Are you taking off running? No, because you ain't seen nothing. You don't know nothing. You don't know the power in which I keep trying to tell y'all these people supposed to have. They're teaching you all without the power. And the multitude follow therein because they are already assigned to the books that's in the heaven that leads to the lake of fire. They already signed in. And that's the direction they are going in. So when these people, these bishops, these apostles, these priests, these pastors, these seers, these watchmen, these Maureen, these prophets, these prophetess, when they teaching this trash, they teaching it without power. And y'all eating it up from the floor up. When the earth and heavens, when they see the one that sits on the throne face, I'm like, wait a minute, Father, why they taking off? He said, Deborah, you know why they taking off. Don't go there. You don't go there. I know already. I'm just being silly. But I just want y'all to see that in Revelation. It's giving you some sort of insight of when you come up on the true power of the Creator. You take off running. And he's saying here that the heavens and the earth took off flying, getting away because it saw the Father's face. That same thing with the suns and the stars and the moon. They're going to take off. They're going to drop dead because my Father is all light. He don't need no sun, no moon, no stars, nothing to shine. He is the shiner, is the light. That's power. That's what we are ignorant in. That's the fear we should have, is to know him that way. But do they know him that way? No, because man's loud mouth teaching the word from a paperback book where you cannot understand the power, because the power first have to understand, get you to understand it. And it comes through the true Spirit of Yah. So I, Sister Deborah, would like to say I appreciate each and every last one of you coming today. And I say that it's a beautiful thing to finally meet the power. Once you meet the power, you know you got it. And those that are out there who are walking in spirit and truth and are seeing even a pin needle of light, and they can feel a calling on their life that Yah has called them to. Okay? So those are servants of the Most High Yah. They can tap into their power whenever they get a chance. They got to know what it is and what it stands for. So I, Sister Deborah, would like to say to you all, I appreciate each and every last one of you. You all tuning in, and have a wonderful night. Shalom and shalom. Oh, my coffee.